Welcome to YYG, Your Marriage, Your Family, God's Design. My name's Arnie, and in February 2018, I published a book on the biblical nature of the marriage covenant. I subtitled it, Making Sense of Becoming One Flesh. When this series is over, I want you to know in your heart that becoming one flesh is God's design of the marriage covenant, and that if you work at it faithfully, it might just work for you. In our last visit, we asked whether the Bible is still relevant today. I believe it is. You might not. But it probably means that by and large, we're still using our free will to fulfill our selfish purpose rather than choosing our free will to fulfill God's purpose. For this visit, let's ask this question. Is God relevant today? Well, let me phrase it another way. Are the church and religion practicing today in one accord with God? Well, let's start with religion. When God made the Israelites his chosen people, did he create religion? When God gave Moses the Ten Commandments, did he create religion? And when God gave the world his only begotten Son, did he create religion? I don't think so. But I believe it is God's desire to establish a holy people so that the rest of the world can witness the blessings that flow when we live life the way the Bible tells us to. So what about the church? It's clear that the church is biblically ordained. Going back 2,500 years, the oracle Malachi wrote God's admonition for the priests. The Gospels document Jesus routinely arguing with the priests of his day, and recent history is clear that some priests, in their free will, have terribly abused their authority. So while it's important to know that priests are human and have the same flaws as we all do, many serve God faithfully and handle with care the trust and authority given to them. So, is God relevant? Well, if we substitute God with church and religion, it'd be pretty easy for some people to dismiss him. But neither church nor religion can claim God as their own because neither exist without him. So, is God relevant? You know, if you can see the quote-unquote intelligent design of the universe without giving kudos to the Creator, then I think we can all agree that some people just have no regard for God. It is important to know what you believe about God and Bible because becoming one flesh hinges on his word. So, does it matter that male and female were made in God's image? Does it matter that God granted male and female dominion over the earth? And does it matter that God wired male and female for a relationship? I'll tell you, it matters if you want to become one flesh. Because if none of this matters, then it's okay that almost half of our marriages end in divorce. And it's okay for our children to be raised without a dad. And it's okay that family breakdown is the root cause of the violence that plagues our towns. Because if none of this matters, then it's okay to do nothing. But in a world where God is relevant, this is tragic. Ultimately, whether you believe God is relevant depends on your faith. In the 11th chapter of the letter to the Hebrews, we discover that in our faith, we can be certain of the things we hope for and the things we cannot see. And that in our faith, we know that God created the universe and all the stuff we can see from nothing. And that in our faith, we must believe that God exists. Otherwise, we can neither please him nor even approach him in prayer. When Daniel came out of the lion's den, King Darius saw the evidence that Daniel had not one scratch. So because of this proof, the king proclaimed that people must tremble in fear before the God of Daniel, for he is the living God. He endures forever. His kingdom shall never be destroyed, and his dominion shall endure to the end. We rarely get to see that kind of evidence, but King Darius saw proof that God is relevant with a faith like Daniel's. I suggest it'll take that kind of faith to revive God's marriage covenant. Do you have that faith? Well, if so, join the revival at YYGFaithWorks.com. Hey, we're talking about becoming one flesh right here on the YYG FaithWorks channel. Come back again, won't you?